Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a huge challenge for any modern warehouse. How do you get millions of different products packed and shipped perfectly every single time? We're going to break down the digital blueprint that makes it all possible. So let's start with that big question. Just picture it, a massive warehouse, items flying everywhere. How do you possibly make sure every single order is packed right, with the right materials, in the right box, every single time?
Because let's be honest, without a solid automated plan, what you get is, well, you get chaos. And that chaos isn't just messy, it costs real money.
So what does this packing chaos actually look like on the warehouse floor?
Well, it means one worker might use a big box when another uses two small ones for the same product. It means you're wasting cardboard, packing peanuts, you name it. Things slow down, labor costs go up, and, this is a big one, you start making mistakes that violate your customer's specific packing rules. And that can lead to some seriously hefty fines.
But what if you could give your system a digital blueprint, a perfect set of instructions for every single item that comes through your door? This, right here, is where SAP's Extended Warehouse Management, or EWM, is a total game changer. The solution is something called a packaging specification, or packspec for short. Honestly, the best way to think of it is like a digital recipe for packing. It tells the system exactly what materials to use, how many items go in a box, and then how many of those boxes get stacked onto a pallet. And don't think this is just for shipping stuff out. No way. Packspecs are pretty much the backbone of the entire warehouse. From the moment goods arrive to when they're being put together in a kit, or even getting special services, the packspec is right there calling the shots. So what's actually in one of these digital recipes? What makes it tick? Let's take a look under the hood. It really breaks down into two main parts. First, you have the header. Think of that as the cover page of your recipe book. It just tells you what these instructions are for. But the level data, that's where the magic really happens. This is the core recipe, the step-by-step guide that says, put 10 of these into this box, then put 20 of those boxes onto that pallet. You see how these levels build on each other, right? It's like a hierarchy. Level 1 is the smallest unit. A single product goes into a carton. Then level 2 tells you how many of those cartons you can stack on a pallet. And you can even go to level 3, defining how many pallets fit inside a shipping container. It's the whole shebang, from a single item to a full truckload. Okay, so a big warehouse could have thousands of these different recipes, right? How in the world does the system know, in an instant, which one to use for this specific product, going to that specific customer for this specific job? It uses a really clever process called determination. You can basically think of this as the system's brain. It's the logic it uses to sift through all the possible blueprints and find the one perfect pack spec for the task at hand. So the system looks at a few key things. The product itself is obviously a must, but it can also check who's the customer, which warehouse are we in, and is this coming in or going out? This lets you get super specific, making sure every single customer's unique rules are followed to the letter automatically. All right, theory's great, but let's see this thing in action. This is where it all clicks, and you can really see the power we're talking about. So, imagine a truck rolls up with a delivery of 1,000 identical items. In the old days, a manager would be scrambling, trying to figure out the best way to store them. But with a packspec, the system doesn't even blink. It instantly finds the right rule. And level 1 of that rule says, 50 of these items go into one carton. Next, it applies level 2, which says, you can stack exactly 20 of those cartons onto a single pallet. So, the system does the math in a split second. Those 1,000 individual items will become exactly 20 cartons, which all fit perfectly onto one single pallet. And just like that, it's created what we call a handling unit, a single trackable unit that's ready to be put away in the warehouse. And here's the best part. All of this, it happens in seconds, completely automatically, the moment the goods are received. There are no manual calculations, no guesswork, and absolutely no chaos. So what's the ultimate payoff here? Oh, it's massive. You get automation, which cuts down on labor. You get consistency, so every order is packed the right way. That drives incredible efficiency and lets you grow your business without adding more chaos. And, crucially, it ensures you're always in compliance with customer rules, which keeps them happy and saves you money. When you really zoom out, it becomes crystal clear that this isn't just some minor feature. It's a core concept that can turn a warehouse from a place of potential chaos into a finely tuned, automated machine. There's a quote from the source material that just sums it up perfectly. The packaging specification is the brain of handling unit creation in EWM. It's the intelligence that brings elegant order to all that complexity.
And that leaves us with one final thought. We've seen that by clearly defining the rules, you can automate almost any process. So take a look at your own world, whether it's in a warehouse or just your daily work. What's the next complex process that's just waiting for its own digital blueprint?